Good morning, everyone. Children, as you all know, we have started lesson number 2, Life Processes in Living Organism, Part 1, and we have learnt various organ systems and their function, right? So, in today's video, we shall be learning living organisms and energy production. Now, all living organisms perform respiration, right? But what exactly happens during respiration? So, children, come, let us learn in detail about this life process. We know, children, that in living organism, respiration occurs at two levels, body level and cellular level. We know that at body level, oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged between body and the surrounding. When diaphragm contracts and moves downward, air is taken into the body through nostrils. This air enters the nasal cavity and then through the larynx it moves into trachea. Now the air further passes into the two bronchi in each lung and further into the bronchioles. Alveoli are present at the end of the bronchioles. Air from the bronchioles enters the alveoli. Oxygen present in the air is taken up by the blood present in the alveolar blood vessels, and carbon dioxide is released in the alveoli, which is thrown out from the body when we exhale air. When oxygen is taken inside the body, it is utilized to oxidize glucose molecule into carbon dioxide and water, and energy is released. Each glucose molecule which is oxidized in this process, it is made up of 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms and 6 oxygen atoms. All these atoms are combined together with a covalent bond. Understood, children? Now, let us learn about the mechanism of this process. So, let us learn in detail about the mechanism of this process. So, children, cellular respiration. Carbohydrates of the food that we consume every day are mainly utilized for the production of energy required for daily need, isn't it? This energy is obtained in the form of ATP. For this purpose, glucose, a type of carbohydrate, is oxidized step by step in the cells. This is called as cellular respiration. Okay. And this cellular respiration occurs among the living organisms by two methods. Aerobic respiration, which involves oxygen, and anaerobic respiration, where oxygen is not involved. So, let us first learn about aerobic respiration. Let's start with aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration, glucose is oxidized in 3 steps. That is oxidation. It is done in 3 steps: glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transfer chain reaction. Let us first learn glycolysis. Process of glycolysis occurs in the cytoplasm of a cell. A molecule of glucose is oxidized step by step in this process, and total there are 10 steps. And after glycolysis, one molecule of glucose utilizing 2 molecules of ATP and NAD gives us 2 molecules of pyruvic acid, 2 molecules of NADH2, 2 molecules of water, and 4 molecules of ATP is produced. By using 2 molecules of coenzyme A and 2 molecules of NAD, the pyruvic acid molecule is now converted into 2 molecules of acetyl coenzyme A, 2 molecules of carbon dioxide, and 2 molecules of NADH2. Got it, children? So children, now in aerobic respiration, ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, contains a nitrogenous compound adenine, a pentose sugar, that is ribose, and 3 phosphate groups. It is an energy-rich molecule, and energy is stored in bonds, and by which phosphate groups are attached to each other. So, these ATP molecules are stored in the cell. Whenever cell needs energy, one phosphate bond breaks and energy is released. In this process, ATP gets converted into ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate. Hence, ATP is known as energy currency of the cell. Are you getting me, children? Good. Children, always remember, NAD and NADH2, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. These are coenzymes. Now what is coenzyme? Coenzymes are small molecules which cannot function alone but can be reused several times when paired with an enzyme. Okay, so these are present in the cell. Okay, and both are used in cellular respiration. Some more examples of coenzymes are FAD or FADH2, that is flavin adenine dinucleotide. FMN, which is flavin mononucleotide, and NADP, that is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate. Okay, children? vitamin riboflavin, that is B2, and vitamin nicotinamide B3 are necessary for the production of FADH2 and NADH2 coenzymes. Are you getting me, children? Good. Let us proceed with our next topic. Now, children, the next topic which we are going to learn is in aerobic respiration, that is Krebs cycle, which is also known as tricarboxylic acid cycle. Now, both molecules of acetyl coenzyme A formed in glycolysis in the cytoplasm of the cell. Now it enters the mitochondria. Acetyl part of acetyl coenzyme A, it is completely oxidized through this cyclical process, and molecules of carbon dioxide, water, NADH2, FADH2 are derived and energy is released. Remember, children, acetyl coenzyme A oxidized in Krebs cycle are derived from pyruvic acid, which are derived from glucose. Thus, it means that the oxidation of acetyl coenzyme A is nothing but the oxidation of glucose. Have you all understood, children? Let's move to the next topic. Aerobic respiration, the third one is electron transfer chain reaction. Molecules of NADH2 and FADH2 formed during all these processes participate in electron transfer chain reaction. Due to this, 3 molecules of ATP are obtained from each NADH2 molecule, and from FADH2, 2 molecules of ATP are produced. Besides ATP, water molecule are also formed in this reaction. So, children, electron transfer chain reaction is operated only in mitochondria. Thus, a molecule of glucose is completely oxidized in aerobic respiration, and molecules of carbon dioxide and water are produced along the energy. Now, children, if there is insufficient amount of carbohydrates in the body due to conditions like fasting and hunger, then lipids and proteins are used for energy production. In case of lipids, they are converted into fatty acids, whereas in proteins into amino acids. Fatty acids and amino acids are converted into acetyl coenzyme A, and energy is obtained through complete oxidation of acetyl coenzyme A by the process of Krebs cycle in mitochondria. If we eat more carbohydrates than required by the body, then excess glucose is stored in liver and muscles in the form of glycogen, and when body needs energy, these stored glycogen is again converted into glucose and utilized. So, children, this was all about the aerobic respiration, which takes place in 3 steps: glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and electron transfer chain reaction. Okay, now let us proceed to anaerobic respiration. Some organisms cannot live in the presence of oxygen. For example, many bacteria. Such living organisms have to perform anaerobic respiration for energy production. Glycolysis and fermentation are two steps of anaerobic respiration. We have seen that during glycolysis, glucose is incompletely oxidized and less amount of energy is obtained. Pyruvic acid produced through glycolysis is converted into organic acids or alcohol with the help of some enzyme. This process is called as fermentation. Understood, children? What is the process of fermentation? Yeast, a type of fungus, carries out fermentation in pyruvic acid and converts it into alcohol. Similarly, many microbes after fermentation converts pyruvic acids into different products such as vinegar, vitamins, etc. RBCs or erythrocytes does not have mitochondria. Okay, so RBC entirely depend on anaerobic respiration for energy production, and lactic acid is produced by fermentation. And similarly, lactobacilli, a bacteria present in milk after fermentation, turns pyruvic acid into lactic acid. Some higher plants, animals, and aerobic microorganisms also perform anaerobic respiration instead of aerobic respiration if there is depletion in oxygen level in the surrounding. Understood, children? Similarly, our muscle cells also perform anaerobic respiration while performing exercise. Due to this, less amount of energy is produced in our body and lactic acid accumulates, due to which we feel tired. When oxygen level returns to normal, muscles again return to aerobic respiration. And also, germinating seeds perform aerobic respiration if the soil is submerged under water. So from this, we can conclude that aerobic respiration is the cellular respiration which involves complete oxidation of glucose, and mitochondria is the cell organelle necessary for the complete oxidation in this process. Have you all understood, children? I hope everybody has understood today's concept, what we have learned. Good. With this, we come to an end of today's session. Children, kindly watch the video and then read the lesson for better understanding. Take care, children. Thank you once again.